All right, today we're here with the one and only George Dubec, the networker professional. So today we're going to talk about how we're going to network and leverage our network to better our careers, our personal lives. What else we got there, George? What else can you do
Dennis,
with your network?
Hey, listen, it's great to be here, man. And I'll tell you what, folks, before I get into all of my information, I just want to tell you that Dennis gave me a haircut last month, and my wife said it was fantastic. She goes, "You finally got a good haircut." So there you go, Dennis.
Yeah, thanks for coming back. That's a good sign.
Exactly.
If you're back for round 2, that means it's a good sign.
Exactly, because my hair is tough to cut. I got this straight hair, and Dennis really did a great job here at the Man Cave in Delray Beach.
There you go.
Yeah, and what's your website?
My website is BarberUpp.
BarberUpp.com.
BarberUpp. That's it.
All right, you got to check it out, folks. So we're here to talk about networking, business and social, mostly business, because the idea here is how can you effectively use your time to meet people, to make connections, to do business. Right, Dennis?
Right.
Okay.
That's correct.
So there's all kind of ways to go about it nowadays. We got social media, which is prevalent in our lives. People use LinkedIn. I use LinkedIn a lot for connecting. I recommend anybody in business set up a really strong LinkedIn profile, and you can navigate through LinkedIn and you can meet people and create relationships. That's a great way to do it if you're at home online. You don't want to go out. But of course, we have networking events that are all over the place now. We have expos, we have seminars, we have actual networking events. We have speed networking, where you go and you meet 15, 20 people and you get 5 minutes with each one. So there's all these different things to use, to be participating in, but the key ingredient is you got to know how to do it. You don't want to waste your time and waste business cards, collecting business cards and go home and throw them in a garbage can. What you want to do is you want to create a focus and be very selective and make sure that when you meet people, you create a relationship and you set up follow-up and follow-through, because the fortune's in the follow-up. And not only the follow-up, but the follow-through. Right. So those are all the key things that I teach people. My book is Ultimate Networking, and I also wrote another book, Dennis, on how to become the ultimate networker for people who don't like to read.
Okay.
I made a short version of my book.
Let me, before we get into your books and stuff, what have you done in business? You're an entrepreneur, you're an author.
Right.
What have you done in business?
Well, I started my career as an engineer at General Motors. I bought my job out and moved down to Florida in 1985, and I became an entrepreneur. I started doing teaching and training, and then at one point in time, my wife and I ran the largest singles network in South Florida from probably 1985 to 1992. We had 10,000 people. So we were doing what I call social networking. We were helping people meet each other on a social capacity for dating and mating and relationships.
Okay.
So then my wife got pregnant and we sold the business and we started a high-tech business called, at the time it was called WebStream. And we ran that business. We were doing hosting, websites, online marketing and so forth. And then I retired back in 2010, and my wife and partner still run the company, and it's now called Sierra Streaming, and we morphed into just radio streaming and podcasting.
Okay.
So that's what we do now. So I've been in all different aspects of business, from corporate to being a business owner, to being in direct sales, corporate sales, network marketing, multi-level marketing. And of course, I don't know about you, Dennis, but over the years, because I have such a big database, people always hit me up at least 2 to 5 times a week to join some network marketing company. How about you?
Yeah.
You get pitched all the time?
All the time, yeah.
Yeah.
From our
Pills,
customers.
potions, lotions, right?
Yeah.
So that's another whole category of networking. They call it, in fact, they call it network marketing. But what I found is that, especially in today's world, that you have to use different strategies for every person you meet. You have to feel people out now. You have to analyze them. You have to find out what makes them tick, what religion, what politics, you got to make sure you don't say anything to offend people today.
Right.
And that's the sensitivity that we're dealing with, which I'd never experienced before.
It could be, it's more transparent.
Yeah, you
right?
really, you
Than
have
it
to.
is, because of social media now, people are expressing their views more than they normally would because of social media.
Well,
Correct? Would
Dennis,
that be one of them?
hey, Dennis, I call the cell phone and the internet Pandora's box. It opened up the box to all kinds of weirdos, strange people, people that have different ideas and thoughts. So now it's kind of like, again, you have to really assess people to figure out where are they coming from,
Right.
you know? That's the hardest part, is to understand how to communicate with each individual person.
Right.
In fact, we talked earlier about the book from Dale Carnegie, How to Win Friends and Influence People.
Right.
I went through that book not too long ago to reconfirm some of the strategies and tactics, and I found out most of them really don't work. Certain people you could use it on, but because of today's environment, again, you have to be unique with each person.
Right. So, okay, you're at a trade show and you're meeting multiple people all the time, every second. What would be the best way?
Well, what I do, okay, this is, again, a very unique strategy. I carry a plastic transparent box with all my books, and I actually have a clipboard in this box, Dennis. It's an old-fashioned clipboard with
Where's the
a
box?
form. Okay, it's over on the counter there. Okay. Yeah,
There it is.
This is it. This is what I carry with me when I go networking.
Okay.
Now, number one.
This is really different than a briefcase.
Yes, it is. So when I walk through a crowd of people, what do you think is going to happen? Everybody goes, what is that, or what's in the box?
Right.
And of course, my standard answer is I carry my office with me. This is my office. So that's a good conversation starter. It's always good to have something to allow somebody to talk to you that might not want to just approach you direct. Now, for women, I always suggest like interesting necklaces, or I remember one gal at a networking event had little light bulbs as earrings, and they lit up.
Nice.
Now, what do you think? Every guy in the place was going to come over
Yep.
and talk to that gal. You can have, they actually sell them online. They're called scrolling marquee name tags.
Okay.
Have you ever seen those?
No.
Okay, they are little badges, and they actually have LED lights that flash across, and you can put whatever you want, your name, the name of your business. That's another really cool conversation piece. You can use any of those kind of strategies to get people to talk to you.
Okay.
Now, the other thing is when you go to an event, what I like to do is go to the promoter or the host when I first come in. If I know them, of course, it's easier, but if I don't know them, I introduce myself. I explain briefly, I give them my elevator pitch of what I do, and then I ask them if they know anybody at the event they could introduce me to. So how many people do that? Probably nobody.
Right.
So there you go, folks. That's a tip that can bring you, can be very fruitful for you if you go to the event promoter and ask them if they know somebody that can relate to your business or might be a good contact. So that's the way to get started. So if I can get an introduction that way, it's great. If not, I start working through the crowd, and of course you look at certain people that might be available to talk to, and then you start your conversations. Now normally, Dennis, when I go to an event, I only give myself about an hour. I don't like to have a lot of useless conversations, or I don't get involved in eating or drinking. I never ever eat at an event, at these buffets, or they put out food,
Right.
drinking, because it just wastes my time, it takes up my time.
Yep.
So I simply go to work. I'm going there for 1 hour, and I'm going to make at least one good contact. That's my goal, to make one good contact. If I get more, great. So then I go and I either collect business cards or I collect virtual cards. I assess the different people that I meet. Now, if I do run into somebody of quality that I like, that I think is a good match for what I'm doing, is I pull out of my little box a clipboard. And instead of getting a business card or a virtual card or writing their name on a napkin, I pull my clipboard out and I sit there and I say, hey, I really like your product or service. I like what you're all about or whatever. And then I sit there and I write their name, phone number, email address, and their website right in front of them. So they're watching me, okay? So the critical thing is that provides a very strong meaning to them that I am interested in them directly.
Instead of just taking a business card, putting it in your pocket and walking away.
Exactly. So that's important to show interest, strong interest in that person. Now, the next thing that I do is, of course, I have a virtual card that I send them because I have their phone number, and then I just tell them, here, I'm going to send you my virtual card, which I do while we're still talking or sitting there.
What's a virtual card?
There's a whole bunch of them out there in the marketplace, but I use what's called, from a company called vCard Global. And what it is, it's an online platform where you can create almost like a mobile site. You can put your name, contact information, you can put videos, you can put all kinds of stuff. And if anybody's interested, they can get in touch with me and I'll set up a virtual card for you. And it's just another way to communicate. But I send that to them. And then here's the third thing that I do. I always take a photo of me and that person. It could be a selfie or I have somebody else take a photo and I send it to them because I don't want them to forget who they met.
Nice.
So now I'm solidifying our relationship by writing everything down. They see me write it. I send them a photo. I send them my contact information. So as you can see, that person has really, really been immersed in dealing with me at that point in time. We're really connecting. And then, of course, I make sure that we have some kind of a follow-up, like, hey, listen, I'll call you next week, or let's have lunch, or whatever. I make sure I finalize it by some kind of call to action that we're going to do together. And that's it.
That's great.
And you have to do that all the time to make good contacts. Again, just taking somebody's business card, I mean, you know, I might lose it, I might take it home, whatever. But this way, I'm sure that we are all connected and we can do the follow-up and follow through. Now, the other thing is that if you're doing your job and you get home, it usually takes me a good hour to do the follow-up at home, because when I get home, I send that person some emails, again, with information about my product, service, or whatever we're talking about, or that we're going to meet up next week, or a lot of people have those online calendars. You can send somebody an online calendar and say, hey, schedule a call with me next week, whatever. So there's all kinds of ways to follow up. And then the final ingredient there is to follow through. Make sure you do make that call or that meeting or that connection and see where everything will go. So that is called ultimate networking.
Yeah, you kind of hit it on the head because I do a lot of real estate networking events. And I usually, you know, if I speak to 10 people, I always leave with like 1 or 2 key connections. So it's like, you know, less is probably better.
Oh, yeah,
right?
definitely. Yeah, you just
like,
to,
if you can just have like 3 deep conversations with somebody is better than having a lot.
Right.
From my experience.
Now, the other thing that I do is I go around, when I go to an expo or a tabletop showcase, the first thing I do, besides talk to the event promoter, is I go to all the tables and get everybody's business cards off the tables. I don't talk to anybody. I get their business cards and I go home and I put all those people into my database and I send them an email. Hey, I met you at the show.
Okay.
Here's my product or service. Whether I actually talk to them or not, it doesn't matter. Because you did meet them at the show. You went up to their table and you said hi.
Right.
And along with that, now you're creating a database that you can follow up with other emails on a regular basis. And of course, you want to use like MailChimp or Constant Contact or whatever to store and keep on building your database.
So how often are you reaching out to them?
Well, once I put them in my database, the other thing that I do that most people probably are not going to do or don't want to do is I promote events. So I'm getting emails every day from other people that are sending me information about events in the area. Or it could be a national event sometimes. So now I have everybody in categories. I got people that are into crypto. I have people that are into investments and founders. I have people that are into social events. So I have all these different categories. So depending on what kind of event it is, I shoot out these events to my database.
Okay.
So I'm kind of
So
like
you're-
being a,
You're promoting the events?
yeah, I'm promoting the events. Now, if they're free events, I promote them for free. If somebody sends me an event where they're charging money, I usually charge $50 to send out 2 email blasts and put in my social media.
You charge?
I charge the event promoters.
Okay.
Okay, if they're
So
charging.
you're not doing any type of affiliate?
Yes, I have a lot of affiliate relationships too, which
Okay.
I didn't even mention, but that's a good thing you brought it up. But a lot of different companies, I always ask companies, hey, do you have an affiliate program?
Right.
And you're right, sometimes an event will give you, like whatever the admission fee is, they'll, instead of paying you $50 direct to promote it, they'll give you an affiliate link.
Gotcha.
So it's all different. Everything is,
And do you
up to my discretion.
Do you disclose that in your emails that this is an affiliate?
Oh yeah. I put down here, register at my affiliate link. Now sometimes I promote things for free because I just really think it's super valuable.
Right.
So again, that's my discretion, whatever I want to do there. Just like the other day, a gal started her own podcast. So she gave me $50 to send to my list to introduce her new podcast.
Gotcha.
So just stuff like that. But that's another good way to keep in touch with all these people in your database because they get good information from you on a regular basis. So then, every once in a while, I can interject something that I'm selling or promoting because now they're used to getting stuff from me. And that's just another casual way that you can, again, sell and market your own stuff. Or like I'm going to be doing an event coming up in May. I'm one of the featured speakers, and I also have an affiliate link, so I'm going to promote that big time because I'm going to invite people to come and hear me speak, but also come to the event and do a lot of good business networking.
Okay. So what's your advice as like a service-based business such as mine, barber, doctors, lawyers, service-type businesses? How can we network to our maximum advantage? What is your...
And anybody like yourself, I mean, you're doing a good thing by doing some social media interviews and stuff like that. I think that's pretty cool. You can get business owners to come in here and give them a great haircut and promote their business. And then, of course,
cross-promote.
Cross-promote. They're going to promote yours.
I got you.
Which is a good thing.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Well,
I like that one.
In fact, also because of what I do, Dennis, I get almost everything free. I never pay for anything. People invite me to their events. I come to...
that's one of the bonuses, right?
That's one of the bonuses because they want me to promote their events. So they're going to invite me, give me a free ticket, give me passes. Nice. So there's a lot of benefits. Plus I get a lot of free stuff.
Right.
Oh, also for anybody out there that has a large database and you're in network marketing, when people call me up and they want me to join, I have my standard line where I simply say, listen, if you got the next best thing to mother's milk in your pills, potions, or lotions, send me a month's supply. I'll try it. If I like it, I'll join.
Nice.
So like a lot of times these network marketing companies have starter kits. I get to spend $300 or $500 and they send you all their junk.
Right.
And I tell people, well, look, if you want me to really get involved, if you're serious, invest in me, send me a starter kit. I'll try the products. If I like it, I'm in.
I like that. So you have to believe in the product first.
Yeah. I'm not buying. I also don't believe in anybody's research, or I don't believe in testimonials. That unless I really know the people directly, I don't believe in random testimonials from people.
All right. So networking is just the tip of an iceberg for an entrepreneur.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
So you started several businesses.
Right.
I want to ask you, what what are some of the traits that you had that you were able to switch from different types of businesses?
Well, the one thing you definitely have to.
What's the major trait that you have to have?
Well, the one thing is that you have to learn to have self-confidence to be able to talk to anybody. That's no matter what business you're in or whatever type. So
sales?
Yeah, a lot of people are very uncomfortable in approaching other people, or people that are successful. That's the one thing I hear all the time. Oh, geez, that guy's a business owner. I can't go over and talk to him.
Right.
You just have to overcome the fact that, you're uncomfortable talking to anybody.
So communication.
Yeah, just communication skills.
Right.
Learn how to have casual conversation, the topic of the day.
Right.
Like right now, what's the big thing? The eclipse, right?
Yep.
Everybody's talking about the eclipse.
Yeah.
So I always ask people, I say, well, what is the eclipse going to do for you?
Right.
And of course, nobody has an answer to that. It's just something to talk about.
Yeah.
So yeah, whatever the trend of the day is. Like, what's the other one that's always good to bring up? Taylor Swift.
Yep.
Right?
Mm-hmm. So just being able to have conversations with strangers.
Yeah, just casual conversations.
Is a key trait for an entrepreneur.
Definitely.
In
fact, you can practice that in grocery lines. Like if you're standing in a grocery line, turn around to the person behind you, just say, hey, have you tried that box of cereal? I see you're buying Quaker Oats.
Right.
Is that good? Just be able to talk to anybody. Start conversing, small talk.
Well, let's use me as an example. I speak to strangers all day, right? I'm cutting their hair.
Right.
And I got a razor to your face and hair.
Yeah, right. So better be nice to you.
Yeah. So this helps me speak to strangers, even out in public.
Yeah.
Because I'm doing it all day in my chair. So if there's another business that I want to get into, like in a sales position, I should be a little more comfortable because I do it all day in this profession.
Yeah, well, one of the other things, of course, that always works. Now, this is something that works no matter what, is compliment somebody.
Right.
You walk up to somebody and say, like, especially guys.
Yeah.
Like if guys have if they're dressed nice.
Right.
I actually, now, because today people dress so sloppy.
Yep.
At these events, they wear flip-flops and they wear shorts and casual shirts.
Yeah.
But if a guy's dressed nice, I actually go up to guys and say, hey, let me just shake your hand, man. You really look sharp.
Yep.
Oh my God, they light up like, man, it's great. Now be careful with women. I don't like to tell women that they look good anymore. I stopped doing that because this whole sexual sensitivity, I don't know how a woman's going to take it.
Right.
I don't know how to address them that they look nice, because they might think I'm some kind of a predator. So I make a comment about something else. I try to find some other, my friend told me that you're one of the top real estate people in town or something like that.
Exactly.
So that's what you have to be careful of today.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
You got to, you have to be mindful of, traditions and.
It's really, like I said, the sensitivity level is up like really high.
Yeah.
So that's the key thing, introduce yourself, have nice casual conversation, and then of course try to find something that relates to the person. Like you told me you have kids.
Right.
I have kids.
Exactly.
Okay, great. Let's talk about our kids.
Yeah, I do that all day long. I'm trying to find some commonality between us.
Right.
Like, where are you from?
A different city, you're from the same college.
Exactly.
Oh, geez. It's just amazing how that opens up doors.
Right. Where do you work? Maybe we could relate there.
Yep.
So what interests do you have? Do you like to fish? Do you like to run? Are you a runner? What sports are you into? There's a million things you could get inspired by to find some commonality.
So once you have that casual conversation, you pay a compliment, find some kind of commonality, then my favorite way to really start working with somebody is say, hey, I see you're here at this expo, this networking event.
Right.
What are you here for? How can I help you? Maybe I can help you. Like, are you looking for clients? Are you looking for funding? Are you looking for resources? Are you looking for employees?
Right.
Because I have a lot of people that I know, and I'd love to help you out. And that way, now you're not promoting yourself. You're actually trying to help this person.
Yep.
And share with them.
So.
And then sometimes I don't even bring up what I do unless they ask me. I don't even consider it. I just try to say, hey, wow, you really, you have a barbershop? Man, that's great. Where is it? Oh, I'd love to. I know a lot of guys that would probably want a good haircut,
Mm-hmm.
And I just keep on trying to help you promote your business,
Right.
and
Let me
refer
ask
to
you
them.
this, George. You've seen a lot of things. You experienced a lot of different types of businesses. Was there one incident in business that really pushed your limits? And how did you come over it? How did you overcome it? Can you remember like one scenario?
Not really. I mean, like I said, that brings up a good point. That actually is maybe how you can save yourself is have an exit strategy. Whenever I talk to people, if they maybe become offensive or belligerent, or they're not being nice or friendly or kind, or they're not taking to what I'm saying, is I have a quick exit strategy. Like, well, hey, listen, one of my favorites is, oh my goodness, I didn't realize what time it is. Hey, I got to run. I got to get going because I have this other event to go to.
Right.
So that's the nicest way to be polite.
Okay, that's in a conversational situation. I'm talking about in business.
Oh.
When you started a business or you're in a new project and you got hit with a really big adversity that you thought maybe it wasn't going to go forward from this point on. Is there a certain situation that you could remember?
Not really, because usually so far everything I've done has worked out pretty good.
Nice.
All my businesses. The only thing that really it seems like we run into with business is financial.
Right.
You need to have more funding.
Funding, right.
You need to grow your business to expand, and you're always, most business people, either startups or people in business, are looking for more funding, and a lot of it is marketing. Just funding for marketing, or expanding your space, maybe getting a larger capacities for doing business, or. But usually people have the biggest problem in marketing and advertising. Because back in the days when I used to do online marketing for companies, the one thing I would always ask them, they would come to me and they'd say, well, how much are you going to charge me to do social media? I go, no, it doesn't work that way. How much is your budget? What is your budget? Because I can do a lot of things. I don't know what to tell you. And most people don't have a budget, and it's frustrating. So
I can see that.
So that's the key. I always try to tell people, look, decide on how much you're willing to spend on advertising and marketing, and then go find the people that can do it for you. So that's probably the biggest problem there. It's just financial.
Gotcha. All right, so how could our guests, viewers, contact you or follow up with you more?
Well, I have different websites. I have theultimatenetworker.com.
Okay.
That's theultimatenetworker.com. Also, I'm putting together a brand new dating reality show called Loveless Network. And if anybody is single or dating, or they want to figure out how to use I call it referral matchmaking, I can teach you how to use your social network to find a mate or a date.
Okay.
It's lovelessnetwork.com.
Loveless Network?
Yeah, Lovelist, L-I-S-T. Yeah, lovelessnetwork.com.
Okay.
That's all about social networking. And those are my two main websites. And then my phone number, if anybody wants to call, is 561-777-3196. You can call me direct. I talk to everybody and anybody. And that's one other thing, Dennis. I always call back to everybody that calls me.
Nice.
It might be the next day.
You keep your word.
I even call salespeople. And sometimes I actually reverse sell them.
Nice.
So that's another good tip for people. Call sales, or when salespeople call you, if you got a product or service, say, hey, by the way, now that I listened to you about your product or service,
listen to mine.
Yeah, let me tell you, maybe you could use what I have.
I like that.
Especially the solar energy guys, right?
Yeah, right.
Oh my God. I don't know how many solar energy guys I got calling me every week.
All right. So
Impact, what? The other one, Impact Windows. They're always calling me.
All right, George. Well, thanks for coming out for this haircut. You dropped a lot of bombs today.
All right.
Hopefully our viewers learned something. I sure did. And thank you, and catch you on the next haircut.
Okay, thank you, Dennis.